Welcome to another 3-minute video from MathWiz flashcards. Today's topic, what's a sign line? This is part 1 of 4 parts. Here's the general form of a rational equation, a numerator n of x and a denominator d of x. When we use the word sign in this video, we'll be talking about positive, 0, or negative. These numbers will be sitting on top of the x-axis. Here's an example of a complicated sign line. It has zeros, it has positives, it has negatives, and that blue dashed line is a vertical asymptote. We'll talk more about that later. Let's start easy with a sign line for the expression x minus 2. First, when x is 2, obviously we get a 0. Starting on the far left, using these values of x, the expression is negative. Continuing past the 0, using these values of x, the sign of x minus 2 is positive. And there we are. That's a sign line. Let's try a different sign line, this time for the expression 1 divided by x plus 1. A problem occurs when x is equal to negative 1. We will put a blue vertical dashed asymptote there. Using values on the left, the expression 1 over x plus 1 is negative. Values on the right of the asymptote, 1 over x plus 1 is positive. There's a sign line for this expression. Here's another sign line, a little more complicated. The expression x plus 1 times x minus 2 in factored form. Obviously, we get a 0 at negative 1 and a 0 at 2. On the left, using these values of x, the expression is positive. In between the two roots, the expression is negative. And on the far right, again, the expression is positive. Here's a sign line for this expression. Here's a slightly more complicated expression, x minus 1 squared. When x is 1, we get a root, yes. But on the left, the values of x, when substituted, give us positives. And then continuing past the root, values of x again give us positives. This is a feature of a linear term squared. We will see more of these in future videos. Our last expression is complicated. It has terms in the bottom, one of them squared, and it has a term in the top, which is funny because it's never 0. X is negative 2 and x is 1 give us vertical asymptotes, but this x squared plus 3 term in the top is never 0. Using values of x on the far left, we get negative for the expression. Crossing the squared term, it remains negative. Crossing the regular linear term, the sign changes to plus. This is a complicated expression and a complicated sign line. You can practice more problems like these or other high school math problems by visiting MathWizFlashcards.com, making math easier.